Good morning, everyone. I hope that you are all doing good and safe inside your home. So, now I am sending you the recorded class for the continuation of our lesson one entitled From Home to School. So, we are now already on topic D, grammar. That's page 65 on your book. So the last time we've discussed about the degree of comparison of your regular adjective. Before moving on, I would like you to answer the following exercise from our last topic. So you can answer this on a clean sheet of paper, on your tablet, on your laptop, or whatever is comfortable. And then we will check together next meeting. We are now in the irregular degree of adjectives. Okay, what do you mean by irregular? Irregular because we have to change the whole spelling of the word in order to form the comparative and superlative. Unlike in the regular, we can simply add letters at the end of the word. But here in the irregular, no, we have to change the whole thing. Okay, so you look at the sample adjectives on the left. We have good, bad, much, many, little, far, old. There are only few of them, so it's better to remember them, no? So let's see how can we form the comparative and superlative of good. Okay, you look at good first. Good becomes better and best. We cannot say gooder and goodest because good is an irregular adjective. And now let's move on with the word bad. Bad, worse, worst. Again, it's not badder and it's not baddest because it's an irregular degree of adjective. Badder, baddest is not in the rule and there is no such word. Next, much or many becomes more than most. Little, less, least. Far, further, furthest. So we interchange letter A into U. Okay, then old becomes elder and then eldest. So next, we have more examples in here. So the following are your irregular degree of adjectives, and let us try to put them in a sentence. Jam is good in English. So you are just describing jam as being good in English. Next, Sal is better in English than jam. So here you are comparing Sal and jam. Then we have Mac performs best in the English class, meaning Mac is the best among the class. Okay, or among the students in the English class. Okay, next we have bad, worse, or worst. I am bad in running. I am worse in swimming than running. So you are comparing your performance when it comes to swimming and running. Next, I am worst in biking. Okay, so you see that? Next, much, many, more, most. I love orchid very much. I love tulip more than orchid. I love rose the most among all flowers in our garden. Now let's see the little less and least. This sweater is a little bit expensive. These pants are less expensive than the sweater. This shirt is the least expensive of it all. Take note, there is also another adjective expensive here. Okay? So, expensive is in how many syllables? Expensive is in 3 syllables. So, to those words or adjectives with 3 or more syllables, we can actually add those identifier before it. For example, little expensive, less expensive, least expensive. Okay, or you can also say expensive, more expensive, or most expensive. So it depends, no? It depends on how you use it in a sentence. So let us try to see some more examples. So we have here the positive form of adjective, for example, is beautiful. Beautiful is in how many syllables? Beautiful. Okay, so there are 3 syllables in the word beautiful. What is a syllable? A syllable is a number of cut, not in a word, or a group of sound in a word. For example, beautiful. So the word beautiful has what? Has 3 syllables. Okay, so let us try to compare the word beautiful. Say, for example, it's good. So that becomes more beautiful. Okay, in a good way. More beautiful. And then here, most beautiful. So you see, we added the identifier more and then most. The next word is fascinating. Okay, so how many syllables are there in a word fascinating? Okay, so let us count. Fascinating. There are 4 syllables in the word fascinating. So let us try, say for example, in a not so good way. So that becomes less, no? Less fascinating, least fascinating. Difficult. Okay, more difficult, most difficult. So you see, we have less here, least, more, most. Okay. Emotional, less emotional, least emotional. Energetic, more energetic, most energetic. Okay, and so I have it here, another example. So you look at the box above as your guide, and then let us try to answer the following sentences. Okay, so let us try here. Number 1, today is the blank day I've had in a long time. Today is the blank day I've had in a long time. So in this case, you can see, for example, if we are referring to a bad day. Okay, so you look at the superlative of the word bad. So that becomes worst. Today is the worst day I've had in a long time. Number 2, you play tennis blank than I do. If it means good, and then, okay, good, and then you have the word than. That means comparison, okay, comparative. So you look at the table or the column for the positive form good. That becomes what? You play tennis better than I do. Okay, let's move on with number 3. This is the blank expensive sweater in the store. So you are comparing this sweater with the rest of the products in the store. And if that means little, of course, you look at the superlative form of little. That is least. So you would say, this is the least expensive sweater in the store. You have to take note that you also have another adjective here, expensive, expensive in 3 syllables. Okay, then the last one we have, this sweater is blank expensive than that one. If that means little again, and then you have the what? The word than, that means you are comparing. So you look at the column of little. So, and since it's a comparison, you have to look at the comparative form of little, which is less. So the correct answer is less. That means this sweater is less expensive than that one. Okay, so that ends our lesson with the irregular form of adjective. And so you wait for my advice for our next exercise. Maybe I'm just gonna send you a message through line, so you better watch out for that. In the meantime, that ends my class for today, and have a great day ahead. If you have some questions, you can just drop me a message. Goodbye, class.